What's good is Postman, Liveoffbeats.com. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Why? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you want to sell beats online, if you like hearing from me every once in a while. But we also got other content from other producers we putting up that's very valuable. But ultimately, you know, I try to come on here if I got something valuable I want to share with you, or a question that we keep getting. And then, you know, one of my assistants will be like, hey, man, you know, this question is coming up a lot. Could you, you know, do a video addressing it? So the question I want to address today that I get a lot is like, what if a lot of people are coming to your beat site, you're getting plays, and people just ain't buying your beats, right? And I think I've touched on this a few times, but now I want to give you a solution to test to see, you know, what the real problem is. So I'm going to give you an actual action step to do to see what the issue is. So whenever someone, a producer specifically, tells me, all right, people are actually listening to my beats. So I'm getting the beat plays, but no one's buying, right? So the first thing I think of, okay, well, your beats are probably trash, right? That's just the first thing I think of, you know, because it's like, okay, if your beats are trash, they're hearing them, they're not listening to them, then they're probably trash, right? Nobody wants to buy them, right? So then I go to their beat player. Sometimes, and a lot of times the beats are not trash. Like the beats are pretty good. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not that your beats are trash. People should be buying these beats. If they're listening, you're getting these type of plays that you say you're getting, then you should have at least somebody buy one of these beats, right? So the second thing I look at, say, okay, well, if your beats aren't trash, people are listening to them, then that means that the plays you are getting are from people that aren't targeted. They're not qualified artists that are most likely to buy what you have to sell. They're listening to your beats for whatever reason. It could be they're just curious to see what is this, you know, it's a beat player there, so they click around it. Maybe they are a music listener. Maybe they love music, but they're not necessarily an artist. Maybe they're an artist, but they listen to a different, they make a different genre. So the whole point is that they're not the type of artists that are most likely going to purchase beats from you, right? So they're non-targeted plays, right? So that's the second thing I think about. So, okay, well, where are you getting your plays from, right? Now, I've told age-old stories about this. I don't want to go into it again, but like, you know, back in the SoundClick days, I had a guy a producer who was like, man, you know what? I use your stuff. You know, I'm getting all these plays, but it's just not working. Like, I'm not getting any sales. And I said, okay, well, he's like, all right, because back then you would run ads on SoundClick, right? So I'm like, okay, well, where are you running this ad at? You know what I'm saying? His beats were dope. So I'm like, well, no one's buying. So I said, where are you running your ad at? So I looked at it where he was running his ad, and it was in the jazz section. I said, why are you running the ad in the jazz section? He said, well, because there wasn't much competition and it's cheap. It's cheaper. I said, yeah, but people who are listening to jazz aren't going to buy rap beats. You get what I'm saying? So your listens are going through the roof, but these people aren't the type of people that are going to spend money on rap beats. So that was his issue, right? So that's still an issue to this day. You can get people listening, but they're not the right type of people who would buy your beats. So for me, I sell R&B beats. R&B is the genre that an artist would have to be making to buy anything from me. So I may get a bunch of trap listens. People listen like, yo, I got 1,000 listens from people artists who listen to trap music, who make trap music. And not one of them buy, not because my beats aren't hot, because I don't have anything for them. It's not for them, right? So I want to give you some ways to test to see if that's the problem. So if you know your beats aren't trash, right? You're like, okay, my beats are pretty good. I should be getting some sales. Well, then now you have to see, well, are the people you're getting to your beat site and to your BeatStars player, Arabic player, whatever, are they qualified, right? Are these the type of people who buy beats and the type of beats that you sell? So one way to do this is one way that you got to be careful with doing it. Now, you're not going to make a lot of money doing it. This isn't a tactic to make money. This is a tactic to test, do I even got the right type of people on my list, right? So let's say you have an email list. You know, I get this question a lot, usually from producers who built an email list through Facebook, etc. Like, hey, I got this email list. I'm sending them emails to beats and they're not buying, right? So I want you to do a test. So what I want you to do, you're going to say for 24 hours, okay? Now, you're not selling anyway, so it doesn't matter. You're going to drop all your prices to $1, okay? You're going to say, and you're going to send an email blast to your email list and say, hey, we're having a 24-hour special sale. You can get every beat, any beat on the site for just $1. You get a non-exclusive license. It's a non-exclusive license, obviously, for just $1. Okay? And you email it to your list. Now, let's say you don't have an email list and you have a Facebook following, right? So you put on your Facebook following. Or if you have an Instagram follow, you put on your Instagram follow. Wherever your audience is that you're getting your plays from. You say you got $1. If it's YouTube, you upload it to YouTube. Say, hey, we're having an exclusive blowout sale. And again, you're not doing this to make money. You're not going to get rich. You're not going to have a successful business. You're devaluing your brand, obviously. So you don't, it's not something you want to do long term. It's not a long term strategy. I'm going to tell you why you're going to do this though. You're going to do this to see if you have qualified artists on your list or following you, etc., or do you have people that just are random about listening to random things that aren't necessarily interested in buying beats? And the way you're going to know is because if you don't sell not one beat to these people and you only charge them $1, that means they're not somebody who would buy beats anyway. Because it doesn't really matter if something is $1 and you value it. And I'm an artist looking for beats and you tell me you got them for $1 and I know that I can't get a $1 beat anywhere. I'm going to buy some of those beats. I might buy a few. I'm like, yo, it's only $1. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to buy a few of those beats, right? So if you go to your list and you realize that you get all these plays, even for $1, no one's buying, then that's how you know that it's not qualified, meaning these aren't artists that are most likely to purchase your beats. Because if they won't purchase them for $1, then they just won't, they're not in the market for that, right? I mean, like, you could come to my house and say, hey man, I got this lawnmower for $1. And I probably wouldn't buy it because, or let's say a snowmobile. I'm in Los Angeles, California. You say, hey, I can give you this snowmobile for $1. Now, of course, I would buy it because I could then resell it and make some money. You know what I'm saying? So that's an investment. But let's bar the investment part of it and just say that someone said, hey, man, I got a snowmobile for $1. There's no snow in California or in Southern California, in Los Angeles. So no matter how cheap you make this snow blower, I'm not going to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Because for the simple fact, I'm not in the need for fucking blowing snow. So I don't need one, right? And so I'm not a qualified artist. I mean, qualified target, right? Target market for this snow blowing company. So it's the same way with your beats, right? Your music production company. No matter how low you make your beats, how low you make the price, if they're not in the market for those type of beats, then it doesn't matter. They're not going to buy them. So even if you make them $1, they're not going to buy those joints. Okay? That's a way that you can test to see, do I even have the right audience? Okay? Now, let's say you take a step for now. Only do this for like one day. Even if you make some money, this is not sustainable. You will, in the long run, hurt yourself because no one's going to want to spend any more than $1 with you at this point. If you let's say you let it run for 7 days and you're like, oh, I'm making some money. I sold 40 beats, and only made $40. And the problem is those people will never spend no real money with you because they're like, yo, you're the guy I bought the beats for $1 from. Why would I spend $40, $50 for a beat when you gave it to me for $1, right? So that's why you have to be careful. This is just to test your business to see if you have the right audience. It's just a test. It's not a business model. And so after that, let's take it a step further. Now you're doing it and you say, man, I'm getting some sales. So now we have to go back and say, okay, you have the right market. People are listening, but you're not getting any sales at the regular price. Maybe it's your licensing, the way how you license beats. And let's say you copied it from other top sellers. So the pricing is right and all that. Then, it could be a few things. One, it could be you're not creating enough urgency for them to purchase beats. Like that $1 sale created urgency. So you have to find a way, maybe put a countdown timer, maybe, act like you're running some type of sale, where normally your price is $50, you give it to them for 25 and you say, this is going to end soon. Some type of way to create urgency because they may be coming listening and be like, okay, I'll buy that later. You see what I'm saying? So ultimately, you're done in a situation where there's no urgency for them to purchase now when they know they can come back tomorrow and do it, or come back next week. And generally when people don't do something immediately, they forget about it, they procrastinate, and then they move on and forgot what they even wanted to do in the first place. It's human nature. So you may need to create more urgency in what you're doing. Okay, another thing you want to check is your prices. Maybe you're overpricing what you do. Maybe your beats aren't the level that you thought they were. Okay, you've overpriced yourself. Maybe you should go down to $20 leases like other people. You know what I'm saying? Other producers who are at your level of quality of music. You know, maybe that's it. Maybe it's not the quality of music. Maybe it's, you know, like we talked about urgency, or maybe it's the amount of people that open your emails or click. You're not getting their attention, so they're not coming to, you know, your site in large enough amounts. But when you say, hey, beats are $1, everybody's rushing. They're opening it, they're seeing it, they're clicking it, they're excited about it. So maybe you have to figure out how to create that type of excitement, you know what I'm saying, when you're not running $1 sale. You know what I mean? Maybe you run a 10% off sale or something like that, 20% off, and you create that type of excitement and get them excited and ready to purchase now. So all in all, what you want to do is you have to first make sure that you're targeting the right people, which is going to be 90% of the producer's problems. And then if you're in the 10% that says, hey, these are the right people because I ran this test and they bought, then what you want to do is you want to start to see how can you create more urgency and making them want to purchase right now, as opposed to waiting and purchasing later. Maybe it's something, you know, as like, you know, we're only going to sell a limited amount of these beats. You know, those are things you can think about. We're only going to sell 10 of these beats. We send this email out to 15,000 artists, and only 10 artists are going to be able to release this beat. You know, and we're charging a premium price. That's something that you can think about doing. And these are ideas to see. There's hoping an artist buys something, buys a beat, and then they're selling them a beat. You get what I'm saying? He's creating urgency, creating story, creating excitement, creating buzz, creating these things, you know, around your business, around your music production business. So that way they're ready to buy. They come in excited and you're selling it to them. You know, instead of just saying, hey, hopefully you want to buy something today from me, you know. And so that's the difference. And that's what I would say is how you would increase your beat sales. If you are targeting the right people, create some excitement, man. Run some promotions and maybe some type of holiday sale, and not for $1, but just make it something exciting happening. You know what I mean? To where they have to click. And it's limited. Always, everything should be limited time, limited offer, limited amounts, because that creates what we call urgency, which gets people to buy. So anyways, that's it for today. If you don't have the ultimate beat selling blueprint, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Okay, like you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And why you don't have it, God knows why. Okay, it's the best program on the planet. It's liveoffbeats.com. Just put /B. And it'll take you to the page where you can download the Ultimate Beat Selling Blueprint, which it was a 4-week intensive course showing you as a producer on my screen how to start from the beginning all the way to the end on how to build a music production business to sell beats online. You look at my screen. There's no guesswork. You don't try to figure it out. We do Facebook ads, we do organic YouTube ads, email list building. And I'll show you from A to Z how to do it, even get big fish and get bigger deals, etc. And producers have been having phenomenal results with that, man. They really love that course, man. They've really had a lot of breakthroughs with that. So that's why I push it so hard on you. Like, yo, go get that Ultimate Beat Selling Blueprint. It's worth 1,000 times whatever it is you're going to have to invest in it. So anyways, liveoffbeats.com /B if you're interested in that. Much love, Postman. I'm out. Peace.